My name is Thorsten Chytrek. I'm working at Yubico as a channel manager, so supporting our business partners, supporting Yubico. And I'm really excited to having the chance in speaking in front of you, giving you a short impression about Yubico, the Yubico topics. Today I want to talk a bit about how to secure your business with a phishing-resistant MFA solution. So we are talking about multi-factor authentication based on a hardware security token. So what I do have prepared, and I just want to walk you through of these topics today. It's about how we can following a zero trust strategy by considering also the MFA topic. So secure your business with a phishing-resistant MFA, related also to the NIS and NIS2 and DORA compliances, where we have been all faced with in the European Union. A short journey into how Yubico is also offering our solutions, not just only on perpetual, but also as a service. And last but not least, how to get enabled to work with us. If you have questions, please interrupt me. We are being in an exclusive round here, so I think it will fit into having also questions and answers. Some words about Yubico, just to make sure you are being aware about who is talking to you. Yubico was founded in 2007. We are being a Swedish company, headquartered in Stockholm. We have a second headquarter since 2011 in USA. Yubico is the founder of the FIDO Alliance, leading inventor of authentication standards like FIDO, WebAuthn, and also FIDO Universal U2F. So we have deployed that standard beginning 2007 and have deployed that together with Google, with Microsoft, so that we are having been one of the first in developing the FIDO standard. FIDO is Fast Identity Online, the most proper and allocated authentication standard in the market. Almost everything is automated, working with public keys and private keys, and the head change is going automatically in the background. So a little bit more about that, little later. We have a multi-protocol key in place. It's a key which covering 6 different authentication standards. We are working with Microsoft, with Apple, with Google, Cisco. All the big technology giants are being already customers or technology partners with us. Many integrations of our technologies already established, and a lot of keys already sold globally. So this is the way how Yubico is showing the way to a passwordless world. Before we are starting talking about the solution itself, we need to make aware about what has been changed in the IT security environment at all. What is the future-oriented IT security concepts which takes into account? Let's think about the environments itself. We are talking about today about heterogeneous networking environments, means security, mobility, networking. All the applications are having a holistical IT concept, and this needs to get ensured into a complete IT security model. MFA is almost one of that part. I have a clicker, sorry. We have to consider hybrid infrastructures. So means we are not anymore on an on-prem environment. We have not just only any more legacy things. We have mobility. We have cloud-based solutions at all. So it becomes all more complex in our IT security world. And considering that and having the target or the goal, having a zero trust strategy in the future by many of different regulations, that becomes that challenge then also for all of us in making IT security more secure. Oh, it's back now, right. Following that, we need to avoid image damages. Oh no, there was another one. combine business and private public applications. We are traveling a lot, we have mobility, workplaces, we are working from here, and we need to take into consideration also that the public Wi-Fi, private accounts are also have to managed, and this is by the most of the employees required, which means also the accounts are not anymore that protected because these platforms we are working with are not that safe. Finally, but not least, image damages or loss of trust from a company due to an attack will also make a company appear very fragile, and that is something we are also going to prevent with. What is the weakest factor in that environment? Typically, it's not the firewall or the application scanners or the authentication stuff. Typically, that's us. So the human factor is still very weak in considering secure multi-factor authentication. We need to help, and we need to relieve the obligation to make take that from a user or from an employee. And saying this, that's a nice picture which we're following now. When we are thinking about that topic, that the human factor is a really important point here. That is the real scenario in the world at the moment. We are starting investing a lot of money, protecting us by technologies, implementing firewalls, encryption, anti-software. Everything is there. But finally, we have also the person in place, the Dave. He is called Dave on that picture. It can be Thorsten as myself. I'm 100% sure we all have already been faced by fake emails where we need to make decisions. And as long as humans are having to make decisions, if that is the right URL, the right email where I have to share my credentials, no technology is able to get protected for that. And that's why it makes that dangerous. And just to make sure this understanding is crystal clear, it is still the case that 74% of security breaches today caused by stolen credentials. How we can prevent for that? We can prevent with that if we are taking the obligation from the human being to hardware-based security authentication. The human factor is the position that passwords and credentials are still vulnerable and phishing attacks are required there. So due to that effect, we are having the possibility to provide a solution which helping us in bringing the user out of that responsibility. How you can see if you are yourself already affected, there is a nice homepage or site that is driven by Troy Hunt. Have I been passwordnet? As you can see, that is the status of the 28th of April. It was April. 15 billion password accounts are already breached. So that means that almost everybody with an email account, with a login, with a password has been affected. You can check that out by your own, if your email address, if your logins are already also affected by that. But this is the true, and that is the situation where we are being today. Yeah, the answer is the YubiKey. We have a lot of nice products in place which helping in getting prevented for that. Before we are looking to the portfolio, we need to understand which difference do we have in the authentication environment. So when we are looking to the authentication assurance levels, we have almost 3 different levels in place. Single-factor authentication is typically the login and the password. Should be not anymore should be not anymore that way we are doing that today, but at some time I really see that companies are still counting on a standard authentication, which makes an environment really difficult to protect. Better than that, a two-step authentication. A two-step authentication is that what we are being almost driven with. It's OTPs, push notifications, SMS, where you have to decide, should I put in my credentials on that request, if that is a true web page or is that a hacker web page. That is still something the human needs to get decided with. And last but not least, we have also the hardware-based multi-factor authentication. Hardware-based multi-factor authentication means we have kind of a safe where we are storing our credentials. And this is how FIDO is working, Fast Identity Online. The only way how to protect and to have a phishing-resistant authentication process in place. It's an asymmetric public-private key cryptography, means we are exchanging the pass keys. The public part is on the server side. The private part is on the key, always stored on the key and is never leaving that key. And the success rate of attacks, this is being a standard number which we are having achieved by some analysis together with Google, is 80% with the authentication assurance level 1, 10 to 50 with 2, and 0 by using a hardware-based security key. So we need to differentiate the multi-factor authentication in these three categories. Saying this, we are also being aware, having a look to the kill chain, cyber kill chain by Lockheed Martin. It's an aerospace company, and they have developed a cyber kill chain some years ago. How an attack is typically running through a company. It starts always with the reconnaissance, then it will be delivered, the malware will be delivered, installation of the malware, action on objectives. So it's a long way until, at the end, credentials or data will be stolen. But if we are starting from the beginning by using a hardware-based security key, we can stop that kill chain at the beginning. That means all what is following afterwards will never happen if we are protecting our users, having a hardware-based security key in place by using a modern authentication factor like FIDO, so that we do not falling anymore into the risk to having data exploits, having command and control attacks, and anything else what can be happen there. So just keep that in mind. Yubico with a hardware-based factor authentication, we are stopping any attack right at the beginning, where the credentials get stolen, and that can be protected by using a security key. We are saying this is the bridge to passwordless, and talking again about zero trust. Is meaning we are helping our customers moving from a phishable scenario into a phishing-resistant scenario. How we are doing this? First of all, we can start with every customer, with every partner, with every use case, depend on where he is at the moment. So if a customer is starting still with login and password, or is already using OTPs, we can manage that with our multi-factor key due to the fact that we are managing 6 different protocols or encryption protocols with one key. And as you can see, we have FIDO implemented on the small butcher cut here on the bottom of that slide. We have smart card PIF included. We have some individual configuration slots where you can save individual passwords. OpenPGP is on it. So you can start in the development of a customer, or also when you're thinking about your as a partner, as a reseller, how I can adapt that into my overall story, what is my existing portfolio, how I can complementary that story into my speech to my customer. So it doesn't mean you need to start immediately directly with a modern web authentication like FIDO, That means with Yubico, you can also start wherever you were or wherever you are. So we are helping moving an end customer following by a regulation or because of he needs to get more protected from a password phishable scenario into a phishing-resistant scenario. This is saying the same. So when we are looking then into a customer scenario, how we need to protect a user or a user landscape, typically it starts always with the privileged access. That is how customers are trying to find out if a YubiKey, a hardware-based security key, is working for them. So standards are that the IT admins, that the experts are trying to get protected with their digital accounts and using that for their privileged accounts in a smaller group. This is following very, very fast then by the mobile restricted area. You can imagine software-based applications, software-based authenticators are running on desktops, running on mobile phones, on cellulars. Not everywhere is it allowed to use a mobile. So call center environments are typically completely forbidden to use a mobile phone there. Means we need alternatives. That's the second point where we are start addressing the key user populations with. Further on, it's of course required to think about all other sections as well, because the weakest point in a company is not the IT administrator or the experts. These are the people which are working for the company, handling personal data in an HR, for example, but using old-fashioned authentications. A hacker, he doesn't care about who he will attack. He's there where the weakest point is to get attack into the company. So from this point of view, as a reseller, as a partner into a B2B business, it makes sense to think about all that strategies. For an end customer, it makes sense to start, of course, with the most critical environments, but then also to make sure that you are rolling out a safe environment, a safe security authentication to all of the users. To underline the compatibility with Yubico, we have more than 1,000 application partners or technology partners. That means by using a Yubico, you don't need any additional software, you don't need a driver, you don't need an applet, something like that. It's all integrated in the existing technologies of almost all technology partners. So in the different areas like computer logins, identity access management, it's a standard feature in their security settings to change from a standard authentication to a security key authentication. Without any effort, you just need to switch that to the security key. You will register one time a YubiKey, adding your personal login for that key, and then you are being registered with that key and you can start working on a protected way for your authentication environments. We have our own URL which is named Works with YubiKey, so you can test that out as well if you want to see if an individual partner, which is not listed up here because that is a snapshot, is already available with us, or we have been already able to work with them, have been implemented with them, and there are then implementation guidelines, use cases, which you can all see free of charge on our homepage. Just a short overview about the portfolio we have. We differentiate between the multi-factor keys, which you can see on the left side. These are all keys which are covering all of these protocols. They are having different form factors, so for every scenario you can use the keys. They are being also available with an NFC, so that you can also contactless authenticate a mobile phone or a desktop which have also an NFC reader included. Then we have the BIOS, which are providing an additional third factor of authentication. This is the biometric fingerprint. That's the individual fingerprint for each individual person. So that provides, besides that you are owning a key, that you are having an individual login PIN, and a third factor is then the biometric fingerprint. And we have as an entry point for every discussion also a pure security key, which is ready for FIDO only. These are almost for these customers which are always being already web-based services using, so that you can also the FIDO protocol as a standard there. Interesting and important, it's all protected by an Infineon chipset, so that is not a storage element, that is a pure security product which is doing authentication, and that's all. Made in Sweden makes it much more interesting for customers which are critical with the competitors which are being not here but also in the Asia Pacific area. So that helps a lot also when we are talking with customers which are being more crucial about where does these keys are coming from, and to make sure that the work balance is also well prepared there. Good. Not just only the YubiKeys are part of our product portfolio, but also the HSM. So for securing also servers, encryptional stuff can be used Yubico as an HSM product. The smallest one, the cheapest one, more or less the same performance, but if there is a scenario where you also want to get protected your server environments, please let us know. So we are having also a lot of experience on the HSM side. Just to learn more about the path to zero trust with Yubico, there is also a great nice ebook which can be downloaded from our homepage. I think the presentation will be shared afterwards, so you can following the link. It's also free of charge, and there is described a lot more information and written about how Yubico are going to position into the market. Just a short journey into some more regulation stuff, because I think it's also almost really important for Hungary. NIS2 DORA has been approved, so companies need to change their mindset, and they have to consider also multi-factor authentication in the future. It's not a question about how, it's a question about when. And both are regulations in the European Union which have to follow up, where every company needs to take into consideration the MFA topic as a fundamental security measure. So that helps us a lot also in other countries, as we have started with that topic also in, for example, Poland or in Germany, that companies which are being in an essential and critical environment, they have to follow that guideline to be complied with the NIS2 and DORA regulations. So I'm quite sure the implementation of MFA is also just a question of time when every company and every customer is asking for that. NIS2, honestly, and also DORA is talking just only about MFA. So what means MFA? Multi-factor authentication. I'm not talking about phishing-resistant multi-factor authentication. But on the other hand, DORA and NIS2 is talking about following a zero-trust strategy. The zero-trust strategy is also talking about a phishing-resistant solution. So the circle is closing on that discussion then again, because at the end of the day, a standard two-factor authentication is not enough. So you need, or a company which are being in an essential or crucial environment needs to have a phishing-resistant solution in place in a common time frame. So at all, phishing-resistant MFA needs to get complied with NIS2 and DORA. And when we are having a look shortly to the requirements itself, I think the high-level concept is clear to all of us. When it has been started, how many sectors are included there? What are the penalties? So it becomes very, very hard for a company which have been not followed that discussion and are being not able to show a plan how they are going to protect for NIS2 and DORA. Saying this, just a short view about the different essentials and important sectors which are being included in that topic. And if one of these customers, or if one customer is included as one of these essential or important directive, larger than 250, or a medium customer 50 plus, 10 million turnover, he is obligated to following that rule. So that helps all of us in that discussion to making a higher invest into talking about security around MFA with these customers. So the critical infrastructures are almost the main topic here, but at the end of the day, underlined, or in a nutshell, all companies with more than 50 employees are affected. Looking to the 10 elements which are being included into the elements which needs to get covered, just one of them is the use of a multi-factor authentication. Just again, take that into your discussions when you're talking with your customers. The directive is a multi-factor authentication. That's why it's important to think how we can change that. Same for DORA. DORA is more a regulation for the financial market. The MFA role in DORA is that they need to get protected more the authentication, the access, and the regulation compliances. But at the end of the day, it's the same. So DORA is saying the same, just more for the financial environments. And if we are looking to here, we are seeing which have been already adopted, the NIS2 compliant or regulations, which are being in progress and which are still pending. For here, we need to follow that discussion as soon as possible. And I'm sure that there are customers which are already talking with you. And there are some deadlines, and this is also dated by December 31st, 25, to make sure that there is a plan in place or have been at least already starting in establishing a multi-factor authentication. Good. How we can come to that point? Again, as a reminder, we are helping moving from the phishable side to the for the phishing-resistant side, starting with a privileged account, going up to the whole environment. And finally, but not least, MFA requirements by implementing a Yubico is highly recommended, and we are being open to helping you in every situation here. The key takeaways at all, both NIS2 and DORA need a strong authentication method, and therefore hardware security key is mandatory. Also for NIS2 and DORA, we are providing some ebooks. So there is a NIS2 compliance ebook, a DORA compliances ebook from Yubico. If you're being interested, please feel free to download them. And if you have questions afterwards, to reach out. A short journey to the services we are offering. It's not just only that we are selling keys because it's a hardware product. As a perpetual solution, we can also offering this as a service with our partners, for our partners, but also directly to end customers. So we have the Yubico as a service. We have a console where you can managing as an interface the keys which get rolled out. We have delivery Yubico enterprise delivery services where Yubico is pre-registering the FIDO credentials for the end user, for the end customer, and is delivering that directly outside to the end customer. So the reseller, the partner, is just only selling licenses. That is an idea because the market is asking for that, and we have that adapted into our portfolio. We have several tiers where we are offering our products. It's a base tier where we have the FIDO only, means for the modern web authentication stuff. Then we have the multi-protocol keys where you're covering all the protocols which are being on the market. And we have the compliance tier, which are being certified keys, which are being certified by FIPS and can be then used in that environment where a customer needs also certified products in place. The tiers itself having the value proposition that we are offering that services in different terms. So we can offering that for 3 years, but also for 5 years. We can provide flexible mix between the different tiers. We are adding a 25% annual replacement. And this is the way how it works. So I just need to push a little bit, otherwise I'm running still more out of time. If you have more questions to the services, please let us know. We are being outside here, so we can also discuss that later on. Also, ebooks available for the services. Just to give you an idea, and then I am being finished, how we can get started. Typically, we are sharing keys with partners, with customers. Partners are going out, getting connected with us. Also, sharing keys then to the partners, to the customers for finding experience, planning, launching, adapting, measuring. So that is how we are working together with our partners. I'm not strategizing that too much. I think that is clear to all of us. We have different authorized resellers, certification levels, and we as Yubico, as a vendor, are working with our distributor, Clicko, and the partners are behind before the end customer is coming here. To become a partner, a link, if you are not being a partner, want to becoming a partner, and if you are interested to become a partner, you can following that link. It's free of charge, just to register on that homepage. We are providing deal registrations. We are offering a platform for marketing development funds, including Yubico Academy, where you can gather information, marketing information, technical information, everything what you need. And in the academy, we have also a sales enablement, a tech enablement, a marketing assessment platform, so that is highly interested. I just want to share with you an important point for all of our partners, but also for new partners. We are offering a channel enablement training on May 20 to May 22nd. So if you are being interested, it's free of charge, a 3-day training. You can register on that, and you can following also our system engineers how to adapt YubiKeys into your environments. New available certification, a certification program by Yubico. If you're interested, and you are registered, you can also get your personal digital certification for the fundamentals, for sales, and for the technical part. And finally, this will be then observed with the different digital certifications. Good, that's all from my side. I'm sorry that it comes a little bit short at the end, but this is the time pressure we have here. Thanks a lot for your attendance, and if you have any more questions, we are being outside, and please reach out to us. Thanks a lot.